We just got off the road from another quick trip up to Sedona. We've got family staying with us. My parents are in town, and so we wanted to show them just some of the epic camping that's available right outside the city of Sedona. And to do that, we had to take 2 vehicles this time because we had 6 people, my wife and I and our 2 kids and my folks. And so we took a vehicle that's been in the family for a while, my wife's 2017 4Runner Limited. And it's been a great vehicle for us. Well, this last week, I finally got around to doing a couple of light modifications to it. I added a leveling kit and some new wheels and tires. And I gotta say, after wheeling it the last couple days, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. So today I'm just gonna share a few thoughts after wheeling this basically stock 4Runner Limited up in Sedona. So the leveling kit I chose for the 4Runner was the KSP Performance 2-inch leveling kit, which is basically just aircraft grade billet aluminum spacers for the front 2 struts. Really simple kit. I'll leave a link for the kit down below in the description in case you want to check it out. And I was really impressed. Fairly straightforward install. I mean, not quite as easy as I had hoped, but what is when you're going to work on vehicles, typically it takes longer than you think. So it took me probably 2.5 evenings to get it installed, just doing it a little bit by bit, but very doable, and the result was awesome. It just leveled the vehicle out perfectly and allowed me to fit basically the largest tire that you can fit on a stock 4Runner, which is 285/70/17. I say the largest, that's with only minimal rubbing on the fender liners. So I got to do a little trimming on the inside fender liners, or maybe heating them up and kind of making them a little more less molded so that they don't stick out and have areas where the tires rub. So I got to do a little bit of that, but hey, just to rub on the inner fender liners, that's not a big deal. So I wanted the biggest tire possible without doing major work to the vehicle. So that's a 285/70/17. And I went with the KO2s, which I'm super happy with after this weekend wheeling up in Sedona. They performed incredibly well, and paired them with the TRD SEMA Pro wheels, just in that kind of matte gray, which I think matches the limited, trim pretty well. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I wanted to stay fairly nice looking and stock looking, because it is my wife's daily driver. She was behind the wheel for a lot of this trip, and she did incredible, and she loved getting the 4Runner off-road and getting it dirty, and it just really impressed us both. The ride quality, just with the stock limited suspension and that leveling kit on there, it really rode pretty well. We did Schnebly Hill Road, which if you've done that trail, it's kind of bumpy and it kind of jostles you around a little bit, and the 4Runner handled it really, really well. We even got off the beaten path a little bit and took an offshoot off the trail and kind of rolled over a little bit larger rock obstacles, probably 12 to 24 inch rocks that were on the trail, and we had to be a little more careful with tire placement than we do in the Jeep, but all in all, just a few scrapes on the rear bumper. But the approach and departure angles were pretty impressive for the Limited's facade, that front facade that hangs down. Really, the front didn't give us any issues. It was the rear that drug once or twice. All right. Ooh, there it is. All right, keep going. It's not bad though. But otherwise, yeah, the vehicle just performed really well. The Limited 4Runners have that little rotary dial for the 4-wheel drive selection. They're full-time all-wheel drive in the first position. That's what the vehicle is all the time. But then when you switch that to the middle selection, it is a 50-50 split between the front and rear, and that uses the center locking differential. And then if you go to the third setting, it's the same plus a low range is the way that I understand it. And it really does work. I mean, it performed really well in the low range, 50-50 split. Didn't really give us any issues. There was a time or two where it spun a little and we got, kind of two-wheeled it and we had to reverse and hit the obstacle again. But yeah, for a basically, a street vehicle up to this point, just throwing a leveling kit and some, 32 plus inch tires on there and hitting the trail, it performed really, really well. So the Jeep is definitely the more capable vehicle here, but I'll tell you what, the 4Runner really impressed us, and it just goes to show what some simple mods like good all-terrain tires, maybe a leveling kit, can do for your vehicle. Really impressed with this Toyota 4Runner and excited to finally get to use it more off-road and take the family out in comfort. You know, it's got the heated and cooled leather seats, you know, some nice features that the Jeep doesn't have. So it's a cool counterpart to the Jeep. You know, the Jeep is a little more hardcore. The 4Runner is a little bit nicer on the road. And so I'm excited to just continue to use both vehicles and get the 4Runner out there more and see what it can do. If you enjoyed checking out this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you think would enjoy it too, and make sure you're subscribed. And again, I'll leave a link for that leveling kit down below. Check that out as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.